Some of them are cool. Some of them are real dickheads.
Can you key me in on a little bit of the UPS
beef?
versus post? Yeah, the UPS versus postal workers beef. I would think that you guys had some solidarity. Are they like Chads or something?
If anything, we're the Chads.
Well, by the way, everyone thinks that they're the Chads and the other people are the bitches. But go ahead.
Well,
hello.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. What is your name?
My name is Sycolis.
Sycolis. What kind of name is that? Is that Greek something?
No, dude. It's a fucking name that my girl gave me because my real name is, kind of put it together, I guess, But yeah, it's my real name's Nicholas, but Sycolis sounds kind of cool. Anyway, that's it.
I'm gonna forget that. I'm just gonna. Could I call you Nick?
Yeah, that's cool, dude. Hell yeah.
Here's the thing. In my to me, ideally, this podcast would be completely anonymous, and it pretty much is. If it were up to me, there's this podcast that's called Beautiful Stories from Anonymous People that this comedian Chris Gethard does, and I listened to that when I was in high school, and it is definitely an inspiration for this thing. And for him, I don't think he even does names. And I want to do it like that because I forget everyone's name anyway. And ideally, ideally this should just be anonymous. So part of me is like, I should just start, instead of asking everyone what their name is, I should just give them a name. But then if I need to put, in conversation, sometimes I like to address people by their names. Yeah. And it's you can't really do that if you're talking to an anonymous person. You could say, you could be like on Reddit when they're like, so Annan, tell me more, Right. But I think that's weird. That's like leet speak or whatever. But I'm just can I call you Nick is basically what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
that's fine. You could call me Geck Jr.
No, I don't want to do that at all. I really, really don't want to call you that. What were you going to say?
Yeah, no, Nick's fine, dude. That's totally cool. I'm down for that shit. Nick is a good name. But I called you. Did you read my text or?
Nope.
Oh, so basically, I guess it's not I guess it's basically, it gives awareness to something that's going on in my company, and it's kind of nationwide, in the U.S.
Sure.
So I live in a certain state where it's hot as fuck, but it's kind of deadly doing my job, and we work outside. So let me just start over. I work at a UPS. I'm a driver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of physical fucking work. The shit sucks. It's pretty horrible job, but it's good pay. A little bit ago, back in last August, we were planning to go on strike for a new contract. So every 3 to 4 years, UPS has a contract with our union, Teamsters union. Basically, if we don't come to a contract negotiation, us as UPSers, we go on strike. So one of the big caveats for last strike was we get air conditionings in the truck. And I don't know if you noticed, but whenever you get your package delivered or you see a UPS driver, there's no air conditioning in that bitch.
So I never knew there was no air conditioning, but there's no correct me if I'm wrong, there's no fucking doors at the UPS truck either, right? So it's all it's open. How I guess first of all, I didn't know that there was air conditioning. I didn't know that there wasn't air conditioning. But I guess if there were air conditioning, wouldn't it I don't know how anything fucking works, but wouldn't the air conditioning blow out from the open door?
Right. No, you're right. So actually, there's sliding doors on the left and right, so you could close the doors and open them. But the reason why we always have the doors open because there is no air conditioning. The air blowing through our trucks. That's our air conditioning.
Oh, so there are doors, but you guys don't use them because it's hot as fuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you guys do? Do you guys use those doors in the winter? I guess I don't know if I remember seeing a UPS truck in the winter. I don't know why.
No, yes, sir. Sorry to call you sir. It's just manners and stuff like that. So I apologize.
You don't have to apologize for that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. I also drank a CBD THC Cycle Frog right now, and that shit's fucking starting to kick right now. So I'm
Rock
like,
and roll.
fuck. So I'm trying to.
Got you.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Your question was again.
You know what? I don't even remember. Go ahead though. I feel like I didn't let you finish the whole thing.
Oh, but no, there's sliding doors for the winter time and everything like that, and that's what we use to keep us from freezing our asses off. We do have good fucking heaters, I'll tell you that, but eventually everything breaks in the truck, and it just goes down from here, dude. So yeah, it's not good. But anyway, so basically we're fighting for air conditioning in a truck, and then UPS kind of put like our pay salary on blast and letting like the public know how much money we make, and we do not make that much money. We make good money, but we don't make that fucking much money as they say we do. And they were trying to, I guess, use the public against us because we had everyone riding our back for the contract negotiations. Because again, like you didn't know, I'm pretty sure everyone at stream or chat doesn't know that UPS, we don't have air conditioning in a truck. Anyway, basically what I'm trying to say is, so that happened, right? And so this previous years before that, we've had drivers like literally pass out and die, like from heat exhaustion, heat stroke, and it never makes the news or anything like that. And it's actually pretty fucking sad. Recently, a few months ago, actually, I've been trying to call you a lot about this when it was more frequent. But I mean, I know you got a lot of people on that bitch calling in, but yeah, recent people have died, you know, in our state, and it's been pretty shitty. And honestly, like UPS hasn't really done anything about it either. They haven't it hasn't been made the news. There's like a small like Facebook group maybe about the guy that passed away and his funeral date, and I don't know, it's just been really shitty. So I guess I'm just really calling to like, I guess, spread awareness that like, hey, you know, UPS drivers still haven't gotten their fucking AC. And honestly, I don't know. It's just like really fucking sad what's going on right now with our people, I guess.
This sounds like something that like John Oliver would cover.
Oh, I can't get in contact with John Oliver, I guess. But
okay. All right, so you'll take me as a consolation.
Yeah, you're next up, Gek. But yeah, dude, I mean, that's the shit that's going on right now.
So they okay, when you said they tried to use their pay against you, because I remember hearing something about like people were going on about like how UPS drivers were making a lot of money. Is that true? Was that like a thing that they tried to do to make you like get people to support you less?
I mean, like, so I mean, there's like at a top rate, and if you're getting like 40 plus hours working overtime, and then because our benefits are free, like we don't have to pay dental, eye care, you know, medical. Sorry, that's my cat right there. She wants to say hello. But I mean, if you calculate everything, how much money we save from that, I mean, technically, yeah, I guess. But like,
by the way, hold on, I just want you to know something. I can tell that you're being coy about this, and just so you know, there's no number that you could say where I would be like, you know what, you make a lot of money, you actually deserve to pass out and die. Yeah, you know. So you don't have to be coy about it.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, sorry, because we always like anytime anyone talks about like brains of UPS stuff, like they go to the news, there's retaliation, and God forbid there's retaliation. I mean, I'm pretty sure none of my supervisors, any of my bosses hear this shit, or even
retaliation against who?
Like me, like, hey, you spread this information to the public, yada yada yada. You know, it's like.
What misinformation are you being accused of spreading to the public?
Oh, just like people are dying. Like they're gonna say like, oh, no one dies. It's like, no, there's plenty of people that die. There's like several drivers that die yearly on this shit. I don't know. I'm just being like paranoid, I guess. But I mean, it's fine.
Did you guys get the air conditioning?
No, we still haven't gotten air conditioning. That's what it is.
Oh, jeez.
If we had that air conditioning, that guy that passed away recently, like, and along several other people, maybe that shit wouldn't have happened. You know, they say they're going to provide ice machines for us. We haven't gotten ice machines. We haven't gotten coolers. We haven't gotten the air conditioning. We haven't got, like, you know, vents throughout the truck, you know, because, like, it's 105 and it's like 120 back in the truck, dude. It's fucking brutal, dude. It is fucking brutal work. And especially during COVID, dude, we were like humping out like 200, 250 stops easily. And then there's been several days I did 300 stops, and I don't know, we didn't really do anything. Our union couldn't really do anything about that, like demand us more money because we were supposed to get hazard pay. But several rumors have gone around saying that like UPS pocketed that fucking hazard pay from us. And
Wait, what was the circumstance that you guys were getting hazard pay under?
Because we're working as like essential workers during COVID, like in 2020.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sure. Okay, so you guys were supposed to, like, the government mandated that you got like hazard pay, right?
Basically, yes, sir.
And then UPS was like, "Ooh, we're gonna take that money."
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see a dime of it. We were like, "Hey, when are we supposed to get hazard pay?" And then everyone was in the dark about that shit until like 2022, where we all found out, and we're pissed. We were fucking furious. And then when the strike started getting to talk in 2023, that's when we're all gonna like strike and like, you know, not go into work and like, you know, put our picket signs up basically to go do that shit.
Do you think UPS will come back and be like, okay, it's a no on the air conditioning, but we're going to give every UPS driver one glass of lemonade?
Honestly, they probably wouldn't give us that. They'll tell us to fucking suck it up. But,
are you like, there's a union, right?
Yeah, we're a unionized company. Probably one of the last ones besides, like nationwide, I guess, especially in tech.
Do the other guys have it? Like the UPS guys, do they go over to the FedEx? Like, are you ever like at a bar and you're talking to a FedEx guy and you're like, you guys have air conditioning? Do you guys have any of this shit? Or is it just like USPS and FedEx and all those other guys, do they have air conditioning? Or
Amazon drivers, they have the air conditioning for sure, but I mean, the FedEx people, it's kind of like the same thing. If they do have air conditioning, if the shit broke, they're like, management's going to probably keep it broken. You know what I mean? And then like the post office, they have like those little vans that they drive in for the post office workers. And I've been told by a few of them, because we're cool with them too as well. Sort of. Actually, not really. Some of them are cool. Some of them are real dickheads. The post office people, but they have told me there's air conditioning. Oh yeah, office people. We have.
Hold on, wait. What's the? Can you key me in on a little bit of the UPS versus post? Yeah, the UPS versus postal workers beef. I would think that you guys had some solidarity, but what's the beef? Are they like Are they like Chads or something? Like, are they mogging you?
No. If anything, we're the fucking Chads, and they're like the bitches, I guess.
Well, by the way, everyone thinks that, you know, they're the Chads and the other people are the bitches. But go ahead.
Well, so they have a weak union. They don't get paid as much as we do. They are government workers, which is like really fucking good. We have to, in contract with UPS, have to give them work. Like, we have to give them like work, like smaller packages, like let's say like a small Sephora box or something, or like a Temu bots and shit like that. We have to give it to them under contract, so they actually have work. So if anything, we're giving them work to do, basically.
Have you just like met a bunch of UPS people that are like, just, I mean, not UPS, like, have you just met a bunch of postal worker people who are just like dicks personality wise?
Yeah, dude, there's been some guy, he was like, hey, you know, you're supposed to go over there and over here. I'm like, well, fucking you do it, dude. I ain't doing that shit. Yeah. And then he's like, bro, you know, fuck you. And I was like, oh, go fucking, I don't give a shit, dude. I mean, go fucking get your manager. We'll talk. And he's like, hey, he's kind of a dick. I'm like, yeah, I know. You get your fucking employee under wraps, man. But most of them are pretty cool. But that one guy, oh, I fucking hated that guy. I forgot his name. He was like a little dope boy that was really rude and mean. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he was just an asshole to me.
I like that, you know, during the pandemic, all these like advertisements would play, and there's a strong sentiment of like, our nation's postal workers are, you know, the backbone of society, and you're just like, they're a bunch of fucking doughboys.
Fuck out of here. Nah, bro. It was UPS, like, fucking, and FedEx and Amazon. The post office, I don't know, dude.
But here's what you have to understand is, I don't like like us fat people who are ordering things on the internet and not leaving our house and using all your guys' services, I think the layman probably doesn't think that much about the difference between all of these entities. It's just like we order a thing, a truck comes by, driven by some person, and they give us our thing. I think the average person probably isn't thinking too much about like UPS versus USPS versus FedEx or whatever. They're just like, I want my stuff, and it's cool that someone delivers it, I guess. Right. I don't know. That might not be true. Maybe I'm projecting.
I mean, it looks cool in the truck. I've known several dudes that said, bro, man, like, the fucking uniform does have to job me with chicks. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, oh, bro, I got the shit's number. I'm like, wow, that's cool. I never had that luck.
Wait. Who did he work for?
You know, all UPS drivers that said, oh, yeah, bro, this chick on route, bro, you know, she's been flirting with me. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like,
wait.
For you, man.
That's so awesome that you can get on Raya by being a postal worker. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard. That's incredible.
Yeah, I've heard several stories of dudes and chicks on route and shit like that, and it's just like a whole thing. I'm like, oh my god! And they're like, hey, bro, you know that chicken suite of 105? Yeah, bro. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, anyway. Yeah.
Well, a few things. I mean, it's a classic. I mean, not that porn in any way, shape, or form mirrors real life, but it's a classic. It's a classic fucking porn thing. You know. I don't even want to say it, but
little scenario.
Yeah, but also like here's the thing. As I think I have to assume there's something like I think it just in general. You know, women are attracted to just competence. You know what I mean? And there's something competent about being a postal worker. I got like there's something competent seeming-ish, I guess, about a guy in uniform. Like it makes sense.
Right. No, and then I mean, I have talked to some chicks about that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we love a man in uniform." I'm like, "Oh wow, that's crazy." Also, too, we bring joy to people. Like, who isn't happy to see the UPS guy? You know, like you bought a new fucking, you know, blow up doll, and then like, oh shit, this guy has my package. Thank you. You know, see what I'm saying? Like, it brings a lot of good joy to everybody else.
Well, I'll say this: UPS probably people are more happy to see you than the Postal Service because mail can mean several bad things. It can mean bills. It can mean jury duty. It can mean scathing letters from a nemesis. But a package is usually always an exciting thing. Right.
No, absolutely. No, you're right about that. Yeah, I mean, I could get like a child support letter say, hey, you need to pay more child support through the mail. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you have a bastard child?
I have a child, yes, indeed. Yeah, we all do at UPS. Every guy there is mostly on child support, dude. Yeah.
Are you what? Do you have a relationship with them?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I put myself on child support. Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Cool. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, man, I pay a grip.
Well, how old is he?
She's 7.
She's 7. Does she think what you do is cool?
I have driven by the house a few times and, like, you know, showed her inside, and she's saying, "Oh, it's pretty cool," and then she goes back to watching TV or chilling, you know.
All right.
But she knows what
Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, she has seen me in the truck. Like, "Hey, Dad, I saw you in the truck." I'm like, "Where?" And she was like, "Oh, right there at the stoplight." And I was like, "Oh my goodness, you should have said hello to me. I would have loved to see you." You know? I said, "Yeah, I was waving at you and screaming at you, but you didn't hear me." I was like, "Oh shit, I feel like an asshole."
That's cute. Okay, so she thinks your job is cool as much as I guess a 7-year-old can comprehend and think something is cool.
Right.
That's nice.
Yeah,
man.
no, I mean there has been a few kids that are like want me like they do the little trucker thing. I'm like, first of all, I can't do that. I can only do a honk, and you know, kids like it. They'll always get waved by people and stuff. You know, like older people. I mean, families and stuff like that. You know, it's a cool gig. I do like it. It's just hot as fuck. That's it. I mean,
so I guess, what do you believe that you'll eventually get your air conditioning? Yeah.
So we did it. So yeah, originally we did agree last August, like a day or two before we were supposed to go on strike, that we would get the air conditionings. But the shitty thing is, and this is why I think our union's like a little weak right now, because they gave them up to like 4 years or until the next contract to like come up with like, you know, retrograde fit trucks with air conditioning basically. And we haven't gotten one single fucking truck with air conditioning. So I don't know. If they don't, then we just keep grieving about it, I guess, and bitch about it, and, you know, bring it up in the next like contract negotiations. And that one's gonna make a lot of news too, because it's like, oh, UPS hasn't given anyone they haven't held up their end of the bargain. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean,
so
I don't fucking know, dude.
What's the deal with your kid's mom? Are you cool with her?
Oh yeah. I mean, sort of. I mean, we're cool, but we don't like talk or anything like that. We only talk whenever it's like it's our daughter. It's like, hey, you know, like, can I, you know, what's it called? Did y'all want to meet up here today and stuff like that, or do y'all want to go get lunch?
All right. So it's a cordial relationship. You're not fighting. There's no custody battle.
No, it's a little rough. I mean, I'm also having like, I mean, that's like another thing I probably wanted to talk to you about. It was just like about like my daughter and stuff like that. She's not having like the best time around me. And she was saying like, hey dude, like, I don't feel that comfortable around you. As my 7-year-old daughter, I was like, oh, what, is everything all right? She said, yeah.
Wait,
and I just,
what? Yeah, your daughter, your 7-year-old daughter said, I don't feel comfortable around you?
Yeah, she said, I don't want you to be my dad anymore and shit like that. I was like,
what
wait,
the fuck?
what? And yeah. And so I'm just trying to figure out if, I don't know, at school they're teaching her about boundaries and shit like that and all these extra things. I mean, boundaries are cool. I get that for kids, but like, you know, she's telling me, oh, I don't really want to hang out with you. I don't really want to talk to you. And I was like, damn, bro. Like,
why do you think she's saying that? I would be mortified.
I have no idea. I mean, I think because like she's kind of confused about the whole situation because me and the co-parent never were ever together, and she had kind of kept me away from my kid. Actually, not kind of. She like blocked my number, and I had to play like telephone through her parents and stuff like that.
Oh, so there was like a whole ass there was like a custody battle kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I sued her. Yeah, and then I put my child stuff on child support. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So, but now you and her are like cordial.
Yeah, I mean, she's asking for more money and everything like that because we got a raise. And I'm like, well, I mean, like, it's not real, like, because she's like, yeah, you know, she should have a choice and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, oh, guys. It's like a whole thing right now. It's kind of annoying. And I'm just trying to see if I'm making the right decisions or not. And that's it, really. You know, I'm just taking care of my kid, basically. I mean, yeah. I mean, she's a good kid. I pay my child support and try to talk to her. I want to go to her school events. She doesn't want me to go, and I'm like, all right, then. Well, I just called in for work for nothing.
Why doesn't she want you to go?
I already asked a few people about this, and then people said, "Oh, you think the mom's saying shit?" I'm like, I don't think that's her character, though. I don't believe that. Like, I could be just like stupid as hell and try to think the best of people, but I don't see that from her. She's always been like, "Hey, if you're gonna say bye to your dad, you need to say goodbye. You can't just hang up, you know," and like, hey, your dad's talking to you, you know, like he asked you a question, you know, or, you know, stuff like that. So I think my daughter just really just going through some shit. I don't know. She says she feels very anxious about like a lot of stuff. And she's saying, are you even my dad? And like, are you even my mom? You know, she's kind of like trying to like, she's not really understanding everything. And I don't know. It's like a whole thing, I guess. I don't fucking know, dude. It's rough.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, like, you think so people, your like friends have been like, oh, maybe the mom is like putting ideas in her head, but you're like, no, I don't think that's of her character.
I don't think that's her. Yeah, I mean, I think she understands like, hey, Lucy needs a father. I'm glad he came back. You know, wish it was sooner. I'm like, oh, eat a dick. But I mean, like I had to do what I had to do and stuff like that. You know, I had to to get to this UPS position I'm at. It took a while, and that's why I'm there. That's the only reason why I'm there, because I make good money. I'm able to put myself on child support, support my daughter, live a decent life. It's life's expensive, and so. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't think that. I don't think she's telling her, like, hey, your dad doesn't love you. He's not really your dad. He doesn't respect you. No, she's saying, hey, if you push your boundaries and you don't listen to her, like, this is what she's going to remember, Nick. Like, just know that this is what she's going to remember. And she's going to remember, oh, my dad doesn't give a fuck about me, or has to hear what I have to say, and starts crying and everything like that. At least this daughter wants to say hello to me. Hi, Letcha.
You have a second daughter?
Oh, it's my cat. That's my daughter.
That's what I thought. I thought you were talking about a dog or some shit. Oh man. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sounds like that sounds very difficult. But I would think that if at complete bare minimum you are like present in your child's life and you support them financially, and you go try to be invested in their well-being and in what they are doing in their life, just like being a fucking regular ass dad, I would think that they would not grow up to resent you.
Yeah, I tell my girlfriend, or I tell them, I guess my other friends, give me reassurance, well, you putting your best foot forward. Do you want to be there, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm showing up. And then she just doesn't want to hang out, doesn't want to come out of her room and, hang out with me. Because right now I have visitations. I've been doing the visitations because my daughter didn't know who I was until she was 3.
Wow,
and so
really?
I wanted to gain an organic relationship with her, not forced, not hey, you just stranger is taking you away. I was trying to build an organic relationship with her, and it took a while. It took 2 years for it to really get good, every week, every weekend, just constantly just going over there, visiting her, play with her, get on her level. And then right now I was planning to try to take her for the weekend, officially just me and her and stuff like that. But this shit kind of sparked up a few months ago, and it's kind of put a damper on my plans. And my lawyer's like, hey, man, that's bullshit, bro. You need to fucking just get the standard, bro. You're paying all this fucking money. You might as well. It's her mom putting things in her head. But I'm like, yeah, but I know her. I know her not enough to not be a piece of shit mom, because her dad didn't have a father and stuff like that. And so she knows how important it is to have a dad and everything like that. Basically, that's what it is. So I have a lot of shit on my plate.
By the way,
yeah.
You can, you don't have to talk about anything you don't want to talk about, but why did you only see her when she was 3?
Because my co-parent, she kept me away from my daughter. She blocked my number. I would try to go over and see her, and it's hey, we're not there. And I will say, fucking enough's enough. I'm going to be present in my daughter's life. And that's why I sued her. And the only time I was able to see her, it was I couldn't talk to my co-parent. I had to contact her dad, and then we would have to talk, back and forth. Hey, does this day work? Yeah, we'll be here. And I'll be there for an hour or so. And they're all right, well, we better get going. And I was all right, then all right, cool. And then I got really tired of it. I was fuck this. I'm going to be a part of my daughter's life. If I got to pay the money, because I had to pay $1,100 a month, for child support. And I'm fuck it. If I got to pay the money, I'll pay the fucking money. And, and now my daughter knows who I am, but now she doesn't want any part of me. And sometimes I feel kind of. Yeah.
So you're. So why was your ex keeping your daughter away from you for 3 years, making this difficult?
We were both young. We planned this child out. It was really stupid of us, and I cheated, and I know now. I probably made it. It's not the most biggest mistake in my life, but it caused a rift to where we're definitely not together, and we're never going to get back together. But we have a child together, and so she felt like, I didn't because I was still like very young. I didn't have like the UPS money like I do now. So I couldn't provide a lot of things for her. And then she resented me for that. Resented me because like she felt like I left her. I was like, I got kicked out of my parents' place. I mean, I'm living on my brother's couch right now. I have fucking nothing. I mean, my car's about to break down. Give me some time. And she just wasn't satisfied with that. And just had hold a lot of resentment towards me. And then we tried to do therapy. A therapist said, hey, bro, like, she's a little too much. And y'all are just arguing back and forth. I just can't work with y'all. But basically, long story short, she kept me away from my daughter. And, I mean, she just had that resentment towards me from what I know. And she thought I wasn't like a good person back then. I'm like, I was doing my best, dude. I mean, I was trying to navigate my life and make sure I made enough money to keep myself afloat first before I could help out somebody else. And when I made full time, I started making a lot of money, and then I was like, cool, I can make this happen. It was very consistent work, very consistent. And then I pulled the trigger to go sue her and then get my daughter, or just to have her in my life, put myself on child support. And it was like a 6-7 month like grueling process legally, and it was fucking horrible and probably one of the worst times of my life. And but here I am now. I mean, I don't know if that answer your question, I guess, about why my baby mama was like so pressed on not keeping me around. I just think she was being a bitter woman.
Sure. I mean, well, fuck, I don't know. It sounds to me like, yeah, I guess if you hadn't seen her since until she was 3, I don't know. I'm no fucking, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know. I'm no family psychologist or whatever, but I guess I can understand why she would be apprehensive. And yeah, the way you phrased it, where you were like, I want to build a natural relationship, not just like take her and be like, hey, I'm this new guy. Because that's probably a crazy, difficult integration to make after 3 years. But I mean, I think 7's like nothing. That's so young. Another, you got 11 years until college already. You got. It sounds as though there was still time to invest yourself deeply in this kid's life. To the degree that you want to the level that you want to and were previously unable to do. So, hopefully you get that in your air conditioning.
Yeah, no, yeah. You stupid. I'm over here in my fucking feelings. You bring up air conditioning shit. No, I appreciate that, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at right now. I mean, I don't know. I have a meeting with my lawyer on Tuesday, and supposed to talk about.
Wait. You're still fighting with this person? I thought everything was.
Oh, chill. Because our temporary order is coming up, and we have to finalize something, or the case gets thrown out, and basically all my hard work has been for nothing. So I don't understand. What do you mean the case? What's the case? It's a temporary order we had, like my daughter and the child support stuff. It's basically, it was a temporary order that we didn't finalize because everything was going pretty good until this year. And the plan was, to keep the temporary order as long as possible so we don't have to go through lawyers, because fucking lawyers are expensive. Maybe we could work something out, but yeah, I don't know. It just hasn't been going that way. And
well, that's kind of. I mean, are you guys not cordial enough that you just can't work out some kind of schedule independently?
Well, right now, I can't have her by myself before she starts panicking and wanting her mom and shit like that, and just freaking the fuck out. You know what I mean? Does it make sense? Yeah, I don't want to put her through that. I've seen her cry before and get like stressed out and like anxious, and it breaks my heart to see that shit. So I'm like,
I understand. I get you, man. I respect that. I respect that. You're like, from my perspective, at least, the past, notwithstanding, I'm like, I think I'll say I appreciate it. It seems as though you're making decisions that are like what are best for the kid, and not just like some ego of like, no, you are mine and you must spend this time with me.
Yeah.
So,
No.
I respect that.
I think that's, I hate going over there. I hate, just like, I want to just have her at my place and shit like that, but whatever she's comfortable with. And I feel like I do low key feel like I'm failing my child if I don't take her though. And I feel like I'm like a bitch if I don't, like retaliate or fight back on this, But I don't know if I'm making the right decision. Basically, I don't know. I'm not looking at chat. I don't know what chat's saying or anything like that. If you could give me some advice from chat, I'd appreciate it. Maybe there's professional.
You want it? I'll tell you one thing. What you're going through is very difficult. With custody of a child and how to be in your child's life. And I definitely would not seek advice about it from a Twitch chat. That's probably the last place I would go for advice on your issue. I would talk to a therapist or a psychologist or a child person or a lawyer, and I will do you a service by not taking questions from the Twitch chat on this difficult issue that you're going through.
No, I have a therapist. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was mostly just to talk about the UPS shit. But I'm like, God, man, this motherfucker got me in my feelings, man. God damn. All right, cool. I'll talk. Fuck it.
Well, listen, man. Thanks for talking to us about UPS. Thanks for sharing all this stuff. I don't know. Sometimes people, because there's always gonna be like some fucking dude in the YouTube comments who writes an essay. I read all the YouTube comments, by the way. It makes me happy when like there's people in the YouTube comments that are like, hey, man, dealt with the same thing, blah, 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 blah. So there'll probably be some dude like that, and there'll also be someone who's mad at you, and someone who, whatever, I don't know. I fucking don't know. But, yeah, dude, thanks for sharing. Good luck on your, on all of your issues, air conditioning and otherwise. Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
Fuck, let me think here. No, everyone just be kind to yourself, but be kind to others, I guess. And I hope everyone has a good rest of your day. And thanks, Gek, for. I'm a big fan. I appreciate you. Found you on TikTok. Man. You're the shit.
Thanks, man.
You have a good night.
Thanks, man. Good luck.
Bye
bye. Yeah, that's tough. That's really, really tough. I wish I got how old that guy was, because I couldn't. He was probably. He sounds like he was maybe, I don't know, sometimes people call in with like deep voices and they're, 19 or whatever. But he sounded like he was maybe like at most 34. His kid was 7. So whatever, I'm 26. He probably had that. I'm going to assume he had that kid when he was younger than me. And that's tough. That's a hard thing. That's a hard thing. I think I want to have kids one day, but I don't want to do it anytime remotely soon. I think probably not for another like 10 or 12 years, because I don't want to have a kid unless if I'm like 100. I think back in previous generations, up until like kind of recently, I think people just popped them out. Like it was just what you did. Right? And I think maybe in this generation, people are being a little bit more like, hey, you know what? Let me like make sure that I'm in a position to properly do this. Think about like, am I with the right person to do this with? Do I have my finances in order to do this? And, I'm still eating Reese's Pieces for dinner, so I don't think I can take care of a child. Anytime soon. Am I saying that it's going to take me 12 years to become the kind of person that doesn't eat Reese's Pieces for dinner? I hope not, but it gives me a lot of comfort to have that much runway. I think that caller's name was Nick. I think I gave him the name Nick. Thank you for calling, Nick. Hi.
Hi.
What is your name?
I'm Tizzy.
Tizzy?
Tizzy.
TIZZY.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, what the hell's going on, Tizzy? How can I get you today? What you want to talk about?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I was thinking about coming to see you in Pittsburgh, but I don't know if you still have tickets left or do you. I have a friend who's going to see you in Philly. He's really excited.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, no, I did my Philly show last week. I'm playing at the Bottle Rocket, which I've heard is in Pittsburgh. I'm playing at this with a Bottle Rocket Social Club. I've heard it's a cool venue. I'm very excited for that. So yeah, I hope you come. Okay. But you know, you can there's a lot to do in Pittsburgh, so I wouldn't be surprised if you had other plans.
Not really.
So what's going on, man? What do you want to talk about?
What's the longest you've ever slept? Because yesterday I went to sleep at like 12:30 a.m. and I woke up at 7 p.m. and I had a lot to do yesterday, and I kind of woke up and I looked outside and I saw it was evening, and I said, I think I have to. I burned today. Like there's nothing for me to do. I have to go back to sleep.
Yeah, no, I've done that. I've burned multiple days in a row sleeping. But usually when I'm doing that, it's because I maybe had a few days in a row where I was staying up too late or something like that, or maybe I'm just like when I get really, really fucking depressed, all I want to do is sleep because sleep is cool. It's like dying without all the commitment. So I definitely I like doing that. What are you? What do you think there's a reason why you've been sleeping so much?
Yeah, I have also been staying up pretty late. Not smoking, but like getting high, and I'm really depressed as well. So that definitely plays into it. Like I wake up a lot of times and I just lay in bed for an hour, 2 hours.
Hold on. What do you just real quick? What do you mean by you're just not smoking, but you're getting high?
Vaping, edibles.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How old are you, if I may ask? Just curious.
I'm 23.
Okay. And so are you sleeping because you're? By the way, I'm about to play armchair therapist, which I guess is my thing, but I just want to clarify that I'm not a real therapist because I'm about to go very therapist mode on this phone call.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
now.
I know.
Why do you think?
I've listened to your. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I listen to your podcast like probably every day. Like I think I'm on the premium thing because I used to listen to you a lot at work.
Oh, sick.
And like the ads started getting annoying, so I'm like, I'll pay the whatever.
Thanks for throwing a little ad for Therapy Gecko Premium in this call. But anyway, so are you sleeping so much because you're depressed?
Yeah, it's definitely has to do with it. I'm on some medication, but it's I don't know if it's working. I've been on it for like 6 months, and I think I'm gonna have to like ask my psych to cycle me or something like that, put me on something new. Because it's just like every day, it just feels like I have to do something to distract myself, like play lots of video games or like get high or drink or something, or play games on my phone, watch YouTube. Like I used to have a really bad. I mean, I still technically I have a porn addiction. Which you seem to get a lot of calls about on this show.
Bro, do you want to hear? Do you actually want to hear something completely insane? This dude, I'll just tell you this. This morning, I went on Chat GPT, and I was like, I'm trying to pull it up. But this morning, I went on Chat GPT, and I was like, I'm trying to quit weed, alcohol, sugar, and porn, but I use them to get over anxiety and depression. How do I do that? So I literally asked ChatGPT how I personally could do that. this morning, so I'm right there with you, brother. I've been thinking about this a lot because I've been like actually fairly depressed and miserable in my personal life. I might not seem like it in this very moment because, and this actually ties into my thing. I might not seem like it in this very moment because I am in the flow state of doing something that is actively taking my attention away from those things, and redirecting it into something productive, which is talking to you and making this podcast. And so I'm at a point for me where I'm like, okay, how do I fill my life with as much in the moment productive flow state things as humanly possible so that I'm not fucking destroying myself? And that's actually kind of it's a question I'm in the middle of answering on a macro level. But that kind of feels like it's the answer, right? Is like, well, I'm doing all these negative behaviors because I get fucking anxious and depressed. And it's like, well, how do I put myself in situations where I'm not feeling those things as much? I don't have the perfect answers to those questions, but those are the questions, you know?
I think that might be a little like unrealistic. I think people talk about the flow state a lot these days, but I don't think your life can just be moving between states of flow all the time. Like there's going to be, you're going to be pooping at some point, yeah. I have a lot of dark thoughts when I'm pooping or I'm in the shower. It's like, that's not a flow state. And or I'm doing laundry or something. I feel like most of my life is not doing anything productive or something meaningful. And I feel like I have to not want to kill myself during those times as well.
Yes.
So I think it has to be more than just distracting myself, even if it's in a meaningful way.
Yes, I agree with you. Okay, not to keep talking about myself, but I'm going to do it for a second. Like I'm on tour right now. I'm doing these shows, and when I'm like on stage or doing these shows or touring or in an airplane or doing all this stuff, I definitely get depressed a little bit while I'm doing this stuff. But I have noticed I'm on a flow state. I am distracted. I'm doing something, and I'm like, oh, this is great. But I'm also like, well, fuck, I can't literally be doing this 100% of the time. As you've said, yes, it's true. You can't just jump from flow state thing to flow state thing to flow state thing. Eventually, you have to do laundry. Eventually, you have to be alone. Eventually, you have to live kind of boring. Life can't be this amazing, beautiful, exciting, active, productive thing 100% of the time. I think you can kind of get to a point where it's like that. I don't want to say most of the time, but where, there's where those things are, I'll say this, you can get to a point where those things and those feelings are present in your life. But yes, it's true. You have to figure out how to not want to kill yourself while you're just sitting in a room doing nothing. So I agree with you on that. I don't have strategies on not accomplishing that because I'm trying to figure it out myself. But I agree with you. I mean, what works for you? If something worked, I'd write a book about it or something. But sure, yeah.
I'm in a 12-step program for my addiction that's been helping. And they talk about your higher power, turning to them for guidance and stuff like
sure.
that. I was never religious growing up, so it's kind of difficult for me to do that. But I find it is kind of helpful, talking to God, asking God for help. I don't really understand what that is for me completely, because I'm pretty new at this, and so that's an approach I've been trying. I've been trying also. There's this YouTuber named Sisyphus55. I don't know if you've ever seen his videos, but he uploads a lot of philosophy.
I might.
Yeah, he does the Stickman videos.
Okay, I think I've heard of this guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So he oh, that's actually not the guy I was thinking. You know, Casually Explained too. That's the guy who does like how to tell if a girl likes you and stuff.
Yeah, sure, I know what that is.
Yeah, so he has an alternate channel called Jamie's Channel, and he uploaded this video about self-realization. And he talks about how like we have an idea of ourselves, and so like I have an idea of who Lyle the Gecko is, and it's just like a bundle of symbols that I have. Like he's green and he talks to people on the phone.
Yes, I am.
So I imagine that when other people I talk to me, they have an image of me as well. So apparently most people confuse that image with who they really are. And that is the cause of most suffering in life. Because, like, if someone insults you, for example, that's not really an attack on you. Like, nothing about your experience has changed. But your belief about yourself has changed. And he says that if you were able to completely disidentify with this illusion, that you will stop suffering. It's a really cool video essay, but I guess I'm like I think about that all the time, and I'm trying to do it and incorporate it or achieve whatever realization he's talking about, but it seems like impossible to shake almost.
You what is this image that you're trying to shake? This is the image that you think other people have of you?
It's not just like the image that I think other people have of me. It's like the image that I use to understand my own experience. The example he uses in the video is like a TV. If it was to show, it's like, okay, what am I? Like, it keeps showing images on the screen of what it is, and shows like a picture of itself maybe, and that's a pretty good depiction of what it is, but it's not it, right? Because the TV is the screen. It can't actually display what it is on there. So it's like the image is whatever you think you are, but you literally can't think about yourself because you are yourself. So I guess the image is like anything, any ideas you have about yourself. Like, I am smart, I am a son or whatever. Like, no, that's not you. That's just a symbol of you that you've identified with.
Interesting. I mean, just thinking about I guess I do believe that like we form fucking like we form narratives and stories about ourself and about the universe that we believe are like reality, whereas like reality is this fucking amorphous, undefined thing that kind of lives in every single person's perception, maybe. And so in that way, it can kind of be whatever you want, maybe. But if the stories you have about yourself and the narratives you have about yourself are that you fucking suck, then you're just gonna make life bad. So
yeah,
I agree. I get what you mean. What do you? Can I ask you? What do you do? What it's like? What's your life like? Like, do you go to school? Do you work? Do you talk to people?
I'm a grad student. I'm studying mechanical engineering.
Okay.
So I guess I talk to people. It's difficult, like, because I grew up in New Jersey. Like, all my friends and family and stuff are there, and I'm out here doing my master's. So I don't really have a good support structure out here. So it's there are some days I go without like talking to anyone, which is pretty bad. I'm trying to change that, but it's.
What are you doing to try to change that?
I go to these 12-step meetings. I try to call people up. I try to hang out with people and message them and stuff to see if we can do something, but it's tough. I'm like kind of really anxious about connecting with people, I guess.
I mean, I like the 12-step stuff as a way of community. You said you listened to every episode of the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Did you listen to the one that I put out today?
Yes.
Did you hear the pinball lady?
Yeah.
I like the pinball lady. I think I've been thinking. I had that conversation yesterday, but I've been thinking about the pinball lady. I liked her a lot because she just fucking went for it. You know what I mean? And I understand. I understand that, like, for some people are just wired differently to have more social anxiety, whether it's because of, I don't know, who their parents were or experiences they had or the brain chemistry, whatever. I understand. I get that. I empathize with that. But I don't know. I think about the pinball lady because she just fucking went for it. She was just like, I want to make friends. I want to have a community. I want to be around other people. Let me start throwing pinball tournaments. You know, she came up with a creative solution to her people problem. I was inspired by that on like a personal level. So I don't know. I don't know if something like that, I'm not literally saying start a pinball tournament, but you get what I mean. I don't know if something like that appeals to you, especially as a grad student. I mean, you're on a college campus. You're around a lot. I don't know if you are literally like, but I don't know if you live on campus or whatever, but you know, if you're on a college campus, you're around a lot of people. The opportunities for you to socialize exist. And again, I don't know how you're wired or what makes you feel whatever, but I just think it's likely for you to be happier if you're around more people. I mean, you just said yourself that you'll have many times where you're not around anyone, and that's just a recipe for fucking. That's a recipe for porn. That's a strong recipe for sitting around all day, jacking off, getting high, drinking, and eating candy. That's really. I have one of my friends said to me that he loves going outside because he can't jack off. That's one of the reasons. It's like it's like accountability.
That's kind of a
for
rule
him.
he made up. He can definitely jack off outside.
Well, I mean, sure you can, but you're not. That's not gonna be. It's against social contract. He's held accountable by social contract to not jack off. So he goes outside, and or he goes in public, and it's great. That's one of the great things about being in public, is that you can't be a fucking crazy person. It holds you accountable to that. So that's I guess that's my spiel. That's my spiel. Go ahead.
Yeah, this seems to like come up on your podcast a lot. You know, the adult film stuff. I think you had Kazumi on. You had a lot of girls seem to call in and ask about having an OnlyFans, like starting an OnlyFans for some reason. And it makes me think a lot. I thought like I studied like took like a feminist class in undergrad and like read about it sometimes, and they're like talk about how it's coercive, like the industry and stuff. I think it's like, I know you don't give advice per se, but it's like, if girls are like, oh, should I start an OnlyFans? You're like, well, if you want to, but it's like, what does it mean to want to do that? Like, especially if they're much younger, I feel like they don't know what they're getting into a lot of the times. Because it's something very difficult to get out of, right? If you go apply for a job or something that comes up, like maybe that's going to be something you're pigeonholed into for the rest of your life. And it seems like a little exploitative and stuff like that. I think about that a lot.
Well, the reason I say if you want to is because it's like that's what is if you want to. You know, I don't know. I don't this is a pure matter of personal philosophy. Like I don't like porn and sex and like all these things. Like I think people are very, very precious about it, and I think people have a lot of opinions about it. I personally, Lyle, do not. I understand that society has a lot of like personal, like moral, whatever about like porn and sex, and it's taboo and whatever.
Wait,
and,
so you don't.
Maybe it's just because I personally don't, that I'm not as keyed into what society's views are of it. But I don't think that I don't know. I'm not a big fan of bending to society's judgments and wills, and so that's why I'm like. So that's why I'm like, look, dude, you're an independent human being who can make, who like the girl on the sure, you're talking about that girl on the podcast. I think I even said this to her. It's not like she thought about it and decided she wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to want to do something? I don't know. That's too. That's an interesting question that we could probably spend the next 6 hours talking about. But what's your name again, sir?
Tizzy.
Oh yeah. Well, Tizzy, it was good to talk to you. I hope that you.
By the way, I wasn't trying to tell you like you shouldn't have said that.
No, I don't think you were trying to do anything.
Okay. Yeah.
So no,
it was good
what I thought
talking to you.
I thought you were trying to talk to a gecko on the phone about stuff, which is what we successfully did do.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think the lesson that I've learned the most from you is you never judge anyone. It seems like when you talk to them, and something I've been trying to do in my life. But
well, yeah, I think I try to. I guess I do it sometimes, but only to be funny.
Yeah, like that guy who kept driving his car down the mountain at night.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Well, that was fucking stupid. I don't know. Well, anyway, listen. Well, thanks for listening to the show. I have a lot of these same problems, so I'm gonna also try to work on them and not. I'm gonna also figure out how to, not do things that are, self-destructive, and maybe one day you and I will meet at the gates of St. Peter, and God will let us in, and at that point we can just jack off as much as we want because we're dead.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
Buy U.S. savings bonds.
That's actually not a bad idea.
They're a good investment. Yeah.
All right. Bye, Tizzy.
Bye. Thanks.
Let's see. Should you buy U.S. savings bonds? I guess. I don't know where to buy them. Or like how they work. I don't know how bonds work. I get how like stock, like the SP 500 works, whatever. I don't get how bonds work. That's it. That's my post-call thought.